Alright, well, welcome to our first butt bones video. Today we're going to do a workout without any props or equipment. So that way all you need is your mat or your towel, whatever you're going to use on the floor. So we're going to just start with a standing position, and we're just going to get some energy and blood flow happening through the body. So just standing with the feet hip distance apart and the feet parallel, and just give the shoulders a couple of rolls and just create some length in the body. Let's just start with our inhale breath and exhale. Lovely. Just finding that bit of core connection, so gentle lift through pelvic floor, the navel's gently drawing in towards the spine, and just focusing on that breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just getting a little bit longer through the spine, letting the shoulder blades draw down into the back pockets. And then we're just going to go into some calf raises. So as we breathe in, we're just going to come up onto the toes. And then exhale, come back down onto the heels. Lovely. And inhale to come up onto the toes. And exhale to come on down. Good. And inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Great. If you want to take the arms up high, you could. You could go all the way up towards the ceiling. And coming back down. Nice. We're going to do two more. And inhale. And exhale, and one more time, inhale, and exhale. Good. We're going to come up one more time, and we're just going to come up and do a bit of prancing. So coming up onto those toes, and then we're just popping one heel down, and then swapping it over to the other side. So just nice and easy. If you're feeling like you've got the balance there, you might be able to add a little bit more flow, picking up that pace a little bit. Good. Let's go for 5 more seconds. And 3, and 2, and 1. Good. We're just going to come up onto those toes one last time. We're going to drop the heels into the floor 2 times 10. So I've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 again, and 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Lovely. All right, let's come on down onto our mats. And we're going to start by lying on our backs, getting ready for some pelvic curls. Good. Once you've got yourself comfortable, just check in with those feet again. So you can bring the feet together and then take the toes apart into turnout, and then take the heels apart as well. So I've got that nice parallel position. Arms are reaching strong into the mat. And again, just come back to your breath. So just back to that inhale, exhale, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And yeah, just find that core connection. So gently drawing in the pelvic floor, the navel's gently drawing in towards the spine. And we're just getting that gentle wrap through the rib cage. Just going to start with a little bit of pelvic tilt. So as we exhale, we're just going to let the navel draw down deep into the spine, feeling the lower back get heavy into the mat. And then inhale, coming back to neutral. Good, and exhale, and inhale. So just letting that pelvis rock in and out of neutral gently. Good, we're going to do that 2 more times. Good, and 1 more. Great, all right, let's go into our pelvic curl. So as we exhale, I'm going to tilt the pelvis. Wind up the pubic bone, and we're going to roll our way all the way up into our bridge position. We're going to take a nice big breath in at the top, and then exhale to articulate that spine all the way back and down into the floor. Good. Remember, if your spine doesn't like the pelvic curl, you're welcome to just lift the hips straight up in the air. So again, tilting that pelvis, winding up that pubic bone, coming up into our bridge, breathing in, and then exhale. Articulating that spine all the way back down into the mat. Good, we're going to do 4 more. If you wanted to make it a little bit more challenging, you could take your arms up towards the ceiling. Taking that arm support away just creates a little bit more work for the back of the legs. Good, and 2 more. Coming on up, breathing at the top. And exhale to float it down. Great, last one coming up, and exhale, tilt that pelvis, really pulling the knees over the toes, getting nice and flat through the front of the hips, and then exhale to roll it all the way back down. Lovely. All right, I'm going to bring the hands in by the side of the body, and we're just going to go into some single leg lifts. So as we exhale, we're going to float one leg up to tabletop, and inhale to tap it back down. Good. Exhale the other side, and inhale to tap. So I'm trying to keep that pelvis nice and stable. So we've got that nice zip happening through the core. Good. Let's just do 2 more singles. So exhale to lift, inhale to lower, and exhale to lift, and inhale to lower. Good. All right, we're going to go into a double leg lift. So I'm going to exhale to float one leg up to tabletop, and then exhale, we're going to bring the other leg up as well. Good. And now from the tabletop position, we're just going to tap one foot to the floor and bring it back up. Good. So inhale to tap, and exhale to lift, and exhale. Good. Inhale to tap, and exhale to lift. Good. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale to tap, and exhale to lift, and inhale to tap, and exhale to lift. Lovely. We're going to keep the legs up in tabletop. We're going to go into our spine twist. So we're going to take the arms out either to about 45 degrees or all the way out to the T. I'm going to squeeze those thighs together. We're going to try and keep the ribs and the shoulders on the floor. So as we breathe in, we're going to tip towards me, towards the camera, and then exhale to come back up to center. Good. And then inhale, tip away from me, and then exhale. Good. Inhale to tip. So only going as far as we can keep the rib cage on the floor, and exhale to center, and inhale to tip, and exhale to center. Nice. Let's add on. So I'm going to inhale to tip, then we're going to exhale, extend the top leg, inhale to bend it, and exhale, come back to center. Good. Inhale, tip, exhale, extend the top leg, inhale to bend it, and exhale to center. We're going to try one more set. We're going to inhale to tip. And if you'd like to try and extend both legs, good. Inhale to bend, and exhale to center. Lovely. Inhale to tip, and exhale, extend. Inhale to bend, and exhale to center. And then we're going to bring those feet back down onto the floor. Good. Alright, we're going to go into our chest lift. So we're just going to bring the hands behind the head, just gently cradling the back of the head with the hands. Elbows are out nice and wide. And as we exhale, we're going to come up into our chest lift. So we're going to try and make as many crinkles in the front of the shirt as we can. And inhale to lower it down. And exhale. And inhale to lower. Good. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Good. Exhale. One more. And inhale. This time as we exhale, we're going to bring our left leg up into tabletop. And we're going to go into come up into a twist to the side. And inhale, center. So we're thinking armpit to knee as we twist. And inhale, center. Good. We've got 3 more. Exhale to twist. And inhale, center. And exhale to twist. And inhale, center. Let's do that one more time. Exhale to twist. And inhale to center. Let's pop that leg down. And we bring the other leg up into tabletop. And we're going to twist. And inhale, center. Good. So think about bringing the bottom of the rib towards the hip. And center. We've got 3 more. Exhale to twist. And inhale to center one more time. And exhale to twist. Inhale to center. Lovely. Going to float the leg down. And then float those arms down as well. Good. Just lengthen out the legs, lengthen out the arms. And just have a big long body stretch. Good. Alright, we do have our hundreds coming up. So if you prefer to have the hands behind the head for the hundreds, that's totally fine. Otherwise, we're going to take the arms up to the ceiling. And you've got your choice of legs. You can keep the legs down on the floor. We can bring the legs up into tabletop. So I'm going to bring my legs up into tabletop and just give you a few leg options. Good. All right, from here we're going to take a breath in, and as we exhale, we're just going to come up into our chest lift position. Think about drawing the shoulder blades down, and we're breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. And in, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and in. Nice strong pump with the arms. 5 and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and in. 4, 5, and exhale. 3, 4, 5, and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. Good, that's halfway. 4, 5, and in. Could add some legs. 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. 3, 4, 5, and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 4, 5, and in. 4, 5, and exhale. One more set. 4, 5, and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it there. I'm going to float the legs down. Take the arms back up to the ceiling. And have a big long body stretch again. So the arms can reach right overhead. Legs are reaching away. And just take a couple of deep breaths. Good. All right, we're going to go into leg circles next. Yes, so leg circles can be done with a band if you've got a band available, even though we did say we weren't using equipment, but if you have got a band available, you can use that for your leg circles. So let's start with our right leg. So I'm going to take our leg up towards the ceiling. And we're just going to do a bit of a hamstring stretch. So just gently grabbing behind the thigh and just gently pulling that leg in. You can just soften that knee off a little bit, get a bit of a stretch in the back of the leg. Good, let's lengthen that leg up nice and tall. We're going to go into turnout, so just gently turn the foot so the heel is in and the toes out. And as you breathe in, you're going to draw that leg across the body, down and around. And then exhale. For 1 second. We're going to do 6 in each direction. And inhale for 1. And exhale for 1. Good. One more time. Inhale for 1. And exhale for 1. Good. Come back to center. Let's go the other way. So inhale down, around, and back up. Good. Trying to keep that pelvis nice and stable. Good. And 3. And 4. 5 and 6, and bringing that leg back down onto the floor. Nice, just lengthen that leg out, give it a bit of a shake. If you've got your band, just swap it over to the other side. So I'm going to start again off with a bit of a hamstring stretch. So just taking that leg up to the ceiling, just gently pulling behind the leg. Softening that knee, getting a little bit of a stretch. Good. All right, let's lengthen that leg up to the ceiling. Again, if you're holding on with your bands, have the elbows tucked in by the side of the body and go to turn-out position. As we breathe in, we're going to draw that leg across the body, down and around, and exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Good. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Lovely. Come back to center and let's go the other way. Inhale for 1. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. One more set. And inhale. And exhale. And bending that knee and bringing that leg back onto the floor as well. Just giving those legs a little shake out. Lovely. All right, we're going to come up and do a bit of seated work. So coming all the way up. Now if you'd like to, as always, remember you can prop up yourself up a little bit by rolling your mat up, or a towel perhaps, just lifting your bottom up a little bit higher just so you get a better seated position. So we're going to start off with our seated spine stretch. So we're just going to take the feet about shoulder width apart or a little bit wider. Arms are reaching out the front. And as we exhale, I'm just going to let the chin come forward, and then we're just reaching tall through the crown of the head. Take a breath in. And then as we exhale, think about restacking that spine and sitting up your wall. Good. Imagine you're peeling off a wall. Exhale, draw the chin forward and reach. Take a breath in. And then then exhale, stiff the tummy. And restack that spine. We've got 2 more. And exhale. Reaching forward, take a breath in. And exhale. Coming back up. 1 more time. And exhale, let the chin come forward. Reach through the crown of the head. Take your breath in. And exhale. Coming up tall. Nice. All right, we're going to bring the legs together. I'm going to do our spine twist, seated spine twist. We're going to take the arms out wide. Imagine you've got your broom handle behind your back. And as we exhale, we're just going to twist to the right. And inhale, center. And exhale to the left. And inhale, center. Let's add a little pulse. So it's exhale, pulse, pulse, and center. Exhale, and center. We're going to try and grow tall. Exhale. And center, and exhale, and center. 1 more time, exhale, and center. Last one, exhale, and center, and bringing the arms back down. Good. All right, let's get into some sideline work. So getting into our hip and glute work. So we're just going to lie on our side, pick a side. And just lining the back of the body up with the back of the mat, so back of the hips and the back of the shoulders are level. Legs can be slightly forward, and we really want to just stack those hips on top of each other. So the top hand, you can have it on the floor, you can have it on your hip, or you can have the arm up towards the ceiling. So we're reaching tall through both legs, and all we're going to start is with a single leg lift on top. So we're going to exhale, lift the top leg. And inhale to lower. Good. We're going to do 6. Exhale to lift. And inhale to lower. Good. And lower. Got 3 more. Exhale to lift. And inhale to lower. Last 2. Exhale to lift. And inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. And inhale to lower. Nice. All right, we're going to squeeze the thighs together. So I'm going to do a double leg lift. It's a little bit trickier. So remember, hand can come back onto the floor if needed. So as we exhale, we're going to lift both legs up into the air. And inhale to lower. And exhale to lift. And inhale to lower. Good. 4 to go. And lower. And 3. And lower. Good. Try and keep that zip feeling happening. And 2 in the tummy. And lower. Good. Last one. We're going to lift the legs and hold. And then we're going to lower the bottom leg. And lift the bottom leg. And lower. And lift. We've got 4. Lower. And lift. And lower. And lift. Good. Last one. Lower. And lift. Really reaching along through both legs. And then floating it back down. Good. Have a quick break. We're going to still do a little bit of balance work here. So we're going to bring the arm back up towards the ceiling. I'm going to float the first leg up in the air. If you can, bring the bottom leg up as well. And as we breathe in, we're just going to reach the arm forward. And then take the arm back to the ceiling. And we're reaching the arm forward. And back to the ceiling. Let's make it a circle. So I'm going to reach the arm forward. Then up overhead. And back to the ceiling. And the arm goes forward. Back overhead. And up to the ceiling. Good. One more time. Arm comes forward. Overhead. Back to the ceiling. Reach up tall. Lower the legs. And then we're going to lower that arm. Great. All right, we're going to come into our chest openers. So I'm going to bend the knees in. So we're in that 90-degree bend in the hips and knees. Your choice of arms. The arms can be out long out the front, or I prefer to have my hands behind my head. Good. And as we breathe in, we're just going to lift that top arm. And then exhale, roll onto that back shoulder. Take a breath in there. And think about using those abdominals to pull you back to center. Good. Inhale to lift. And exhale to roll it open. Take a breath in. And then exhale. Coming back through. Last one, we're going to inhale to lift and exhale to. We're just going to hold this one for a couple of extra breaths, just enjoying that stretch. If you'd like to take the top leg out, you could. See if you can let it float down towards the floor, getting a nice strong stretch into the hips. Good, let's bend that top leg and then exhale, coming all the way back to centre. Lovely. All right, on our way over to the other side, we're going to do a little bit of a teaser break. So, take a moment to find a seated position. And we're just going to start with the hands behind the thighs, just finding some length in that upper back. And we're just going to tilt off the back of the hips. Now the feet can stay on the floor or they can just float gently up into the air. And we'll just start with some single leg lifts. So we're trying to keep that openness through the collarbones. So just to where you feel challenged. Good. And if you wanted to make it a double leg lift, you could lift both legs up at the same time. Good. We've got two more. And last one, take your most challenging position. Let's see if we could take the arms off, reach towards me to the camera. I'm holding for 3, 2, 1. Hands go back behind and bring it back down. Lovely. All right, let's do our sideline work on the other side. So again, take a moment, find the back of the mat, so back of the hips, back of the shoulders, supporting your head. Remember, if you want to use a towel or a small pillow under your head, you're certainly most welcome to do that. Find that lift in the side waist. Again, choose your arm position, the hand can be on the floor, on the hip, or up to the ceiling, and reaching tall through both legs. And we're going to exhale to lift the top leg, and inhale to lower, and exhale to lift, and inhale to lower. Good, we've got 4 more. And lower, and 3, and lower. Good, last 2, and lower, and lift, and lower. Good. All right, we're going to squeeze those thighs together, and we're going to exhale, lift both legs up, and inhale to lower, and exhale to lift both legs up, and inhale to lower. Good, and we've got 4, and lower, and 3, and lower, and 2, and lower, and last one, let's take it up and hold, and we're going to lower the bottom leg, and lift, and 2, and lift, and 3, and lift, and 4, and lift, with 2 more, 5, and lift, and 6, and lift, and then float down. Just have a quick break. We're still going to do a bit of balance work. So I'm going to take that arm back up towards the ceiling and float the first leg up. And if it's there for you, bring the second leg up as well. And we're just going to reach that arm forward. And exhale to lift. Good. Inhale, bring it forward. And exhale to lift. Good. Inhale, reach. And lift. All right, let's make it a circle. So we're going to reach that arm forward. Hand goes up and around and back up to the ceiling. Good. Reach the arm forward. Up and around and back up to the ceiling. You've got 1 more. Reach the arm forward, back up and around, back up to the ceiling. Let's lower those legs and bring the hand down as well. Lovely. All right, we're going to go into some back extensions. We're going to do our diamond press today. So I'll get you to roll over onto your tummy. And we're just going to make a diamond shape with the hands and just pop the hands, or pop the forehead right over the top of the hands. Think about drawing the shoulder blades down into your back pockets and just let the legs rest heavy on the mat and just find a bit of core connection. So feel like you're trying to draw your navel up away from the floor. Then rest our head onto our hands, and all we're going to do is we exhale exhale to bring it back down. Good. And exhale, just gently pressing that floor away, finding that lift in the upper back. Take a breath in. And exhale to bring it back down. Good. And exhale. Try and keep really open through the collarbones. Keep the shoulder blades drawing down. And float it back down. Good. And exhale to lift. Breathing in. And exhale to lower. Great. We're going to do one more. And exhale to lift. Take a breath in. And exhale to bring it back down. Lovely. You can pop your hands under your head, bend your knees, and just give the legs a little side to side. Good. All right, we're nearly there. We're just going to come up and do a little bit of support work. So let's come up into our rest position. So just pushing yourself up. You might like to have the knees together or the knees apart, and just sinking back into the heels. Just releasing off that spine, just having a nice stretch, a couple of deep breaths. Good, and then we're going to come up into our 4-point kneel position. So hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips, and we're just going to go into our cat and cow. So as you exhale, then tilt the pelvis, wind up that pubic bone, coming to that cranky cat stretch. Take a breath in there, and then as you exhale, come back through. And lifting through that upper back. Good. And again, exhale, tilt the pelvis. Round out that spine. Take a nice breath in. And then exhale to come back through. Good. We're going to do one more. Exhale, tilt that pelvis. Wind up that pubic bone. Nice big breath in. And then exhale to come back through. Alright, let's just finish up with a little bit of balance work here. So we're just going to come into that 4-point kneel. Think about really setting that spine up so it's nice and stable, nice and flat. Strong push through the arms, pulling ourselves up out of those wrists. And as we exhale, we're just going to take the right foot behind, keep the toes on the floor, and then bring the left hand out the front. And then as we exhale, we're just going to lift both the arm and the leg up into the air, and then tap it back down. Good, and exhale to lift, and tap it back down. Good, exhale to lift, and tap it back down. We've got 2 more. Exhale to lift, and tap it back down. Last one. Let's exhale to lift. Now we're going to hold this one up. Think about the knee that's on the floor, which is your left knee pulling towards your right hand. And then we're going to see if we can float the left foot up off the floor. Woo. Hold on to it for 3, 2, 1. Pop the left foot down. And then bring the left hand and the right hand in as well. Good. Just give your wrists a quick release if you need it. And we'll do the other side. So let's reset. We can find that strength in the back. Strong push into the mat with the hands. And then we're ready. We're going to take the left foot out behind, toes on the floor, and then bring the right arm out the front. And as we exhale, we're going to lift both arm and leg, and inhale to lower. Good. Exhale to lift, and inhale to lower. Exhale to lift, and inhale to lower. We've got 2 more. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Great. Last one. Exhale to lift. Take it up and hold. And again, think about the knee that's on the floor, the right knee. Pulling it towards the left hand. And I'm going to see if we can float your right foot up off the floor. For 3, 2, 1. Pop the right foot down. Pop the right hand. And the left knee comes in. And just let's sink back down into rest position, just releasing off that spine. Taking some nice deep breaths. If you prefer to bring your hands in by the side of the body, you can let your head come all the way down to the mat. Good. And we are done. Thanks for joining me for our first bust bones, and I hope that we can do this again real soon. Thank you.